Okay. We're recording.
We're hot.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Of
Newswave.
Newswave. I'm Allison.
I'm Andrew.
Yeah. We're here to tell you news that you need to know and news that you don't. Yeah?
Yeah. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Bold Rock seltzer, grapefruit flavored, made in Virginia,
Ooh.
gluten-free, 82 calories, 3 points on Weight Watchers.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Port City Optimal Wit, brewed in Alexandria, Virginia. Delicious.
Wow.
Best beer. Please send me free ones.
You love that beer.
I do love that beer.
I actually love these seltzers because I'm a White Claw fanatic.
Your basic is what you are.
Yes, but like White Claws are really good. And I don't love the other seltzers, but these ones are actually really good. So cheers to episode 1.
No seltzers are good, but I'll cheers to that.
We should try the Bud Light seltzers next. See if they're as gross
Corona
as
has
Bud
one.
Light. I might stay away from
Okay.
anything Corona related.
Walk right into that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so should we start with news you don't need to know?
Sure.
All right, let's start with, do you even know who Julianne Hough is?
She is a dancer.
Yes, she is a dancer. And she's also Nina Dobrev's best friend, which is how I relate her in my mind.
Okay, yes.
Because Vampire Diaries. Anyway, so she got married maybe a couple years ago, I think.
So a hockey player. I don't know.
Brooks
his name.
Leach. Brooks Leach.
That is the whitest name ever.
Yes, he's very white,
Yes,
blonde.
he plays hockey.
So only white people play hockey?
Like 99.9.
Do you think the audience should know that you're half black? I feel like they should. Anyway, so Julianne. So she has always been a little odd in her persona, but they're married and they're not quarantining together. And it's news because like they've each come out with like random statements about. Like, first it was, like, her being, like, I want it, like, talking about exploring her own sexuality, and then he came out saying kind of, like, the same thing, and now they're, like, together, but not. And it's, like, so they were quarantining together, and now they're not, and she is somewhere else with someone else, and...
Is this, like, a swinging thing, or is this, like, a...
It's so E! News put it well. They said, if you're confused about what's happening between Brooks Leach and Julianne Hough, let us break it down. Yes, they're quarantining apart. Yes, she was seen out with another man. Yes, she just commented heart eyes on his pic. So, I don't really know what to think. I can't tell if it's like they could just be in an open relationship and it's really no one's business. Or if they're like purposely making it so public that they want it to be talked about. You know?
Yeah, that's...
Like, to step out with a different guy after you stopped quarantining with your husband, after you've both made weird statements about your relationship. I can't tell what the deal is, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. I mean, I don't know why anyone puts their business out like that, but that's...
Well, I feel
seems
like when
they
you're
went
a
out of their
celebrity,
way.
that's just the kind of the price you pay. But I feel like there are definitely ways to avoid... I feel like making statements probably is not the best way to avoid it. You know?
No.
I don't know. That's, like, on top of my mind because I just can't figure it out. And I wanted to get your take as a male point of view.
Yeah, I feel like that's something you don't talk about publicly.
Any
like, if
of
you're
it?
gonna if you're gonna do that, just, like, you do it on the down low so you don't get these stories, but
That's true.
They did the exact opposite, so I don't know. Maybe they're just trailblazers and I'm a weird Puritan.
Yeah, we don't know. Like, no one knows if they're still together, if they're separating. Like, they made it seem with statements earlier, or maybe at the end of 2019, that they were, like, possibly separating. But then, like, there was no follow-up, but, like, they don't post each other on anything. And if they do, it's very, like, ads or something, you know, or like a charity event, like something they had to do. It doesn't seem like... It just seems so messy for people that were so secure before a marriage. Do you know?
Yeah.
Just seems odd.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Do you feel dumber?
So, anyways,
Teach me something new.
okay. So we're gonna play a game of Where's Waldo?
Oh God,
But
I was never good at these.
instead of Waldo, it's a chubby dictator in North Korea.
You're gonna get like North Korea after us. They're gonna kill us.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
So yeah, we talked about this off air, but a couple days.
Oh yeah, that he's sick, or
Well-
maybe sick.
Well, yes. North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un is still missing. It's been at least 10 days since people
Missing might
noticed.
be a loose term because we don't truly know anything that's actually happening.
He has not made public appearances.
Oh right, at something that he would have been.
It was. I got it right here. It was their most important holiday, which honors his grandfather Kim Il Sung, who was the original North Korean dictator. So it went grandfather,
Father.
Kim Il Sung. Fuck, who's his dad?
Come on,
Kim,
Jeopardy question.
Kim Jong Il. There we
Good
go.
job.
Kim Jong Il is his father.
Not that I would know, but good job.
Kim Jong Un is the current dictator. So that's bad.
So is it Corona or is it his? He had surgery, right?
Well, that's those again. These are all. No one really knows, and I think that's.
Speculation.
I think that's why it's so fascinating because, like, if the British Prime Minister had to go into the ICU, everyone knew about it
Right.
right away.
Right.
That society is so closed off that no one knows. Truly, no one. Like, there's a very good chance no one outside of North Korea, outside of like a very small group of people, know what actually happened.
Is he married?
Yes, I think he is.
Has anybody seen her?
I don't. She's not very public, and
Yeah, she's probably not
They've
allowed
been trotting out Kim Jong Un's sister to like the public events, which is kind of like how the vice president gets sent to things the president here doesn't want to do or can't make. So it's hard to tell if that's just. Yeah, he could be.
He
sick.
could be like really sick, and they just don't want the country to know because everyone
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't love him.
Yeah, there's. I mean, I guess there's a lot of possibility. Like he could have been dead this whole time, which I
That
doubt.
would be crazy. Imagine if it came out he was dead.
Yeah,
What do you think? Do you think he's like just getting over his surgery, corona related surgery, or do you think he's like
I mean,
gone?
he does have health issues.
Yeah, he was
so,
getting
he's-
surgery, right? I think that's what
I
started.
think that's like one of the
That's what
rumors.
they're
I just
giving.
Don't know. I don't want to say he was getting surgery because I don't actually know.
I
that.
read that he was scheduled for a surgery and really hasn't been seen since. But like they were at first being like, "Oh, he's recovering,"
Right. I mean that could mean he could have died on the table. He could just
No,
be
for
sick.
sure.
He could be recovering.
Yeah.
He's a large man.
Is he?
He's not tall, but he's large.
Just like a little chub. I didn't think he was anything.
Based off his reported weight and
Yeah.
height, his
No.
BMI is like 45,
So he's just very unhealthy.
which is into the obese range.
Oh wow.
So
Do you think they Photoshop him in pictures we see?
I know he wears shoes on platforms
Okay.
because I think he's like close to 5 feet. Like he's
Such an
pretty
influencer.
short.
Platform shoes.
Yeah. So no, there's a lot of speculation. No one really knows. It's just kind of weird in modern times that there's such.
What would that mean for the city or the country? I mean, because then it would be between sister and
I mean, it could.
revolt.
A
Do you
succession.
think South Korea could take over?
No, probably not.
But who would the military follow?
The military might follow a general who decides he wants to be in charge. They could follow the
It
sister.
could just be total mayhem.
Yeah, it could be very brutal.
Who would step in? So say he's gone. Say there's a total mayhem in North Korea. Who do you think would be the first one to step in?
Of like another country.
Yeah, like do they have
I think
allies? Because no one likes them.
China is their only.
Yeah, but
real
China's
ally.
kind of down right now.
Yeah, but China's not going to let
They're not going
the
to let
South
North
Korean.
Korea take over.
they share a border.
Right.
So they're not going to let a U.S. So, like, South Korea is not going to take over North Korea because China doesn't want a U.S. ally on its border. So in the 1950s, the first Korean War, we were beating the North Koreans, and then the Chinese sent, quote, volunteers across the border, which was just their army.
Yeah.
But they called them volunteers, so
Okay.
it wasn't declaring war in the United States.
I feel like I'm in history class. I was just like, history to me is just one big war.
I mean, kind of, but...
That's why women need to take over. No fighting.
What about Joan of Arc? Margaret Thatcher?
Were they fighters? Or were they forced to be fighters because men were in charge?
It's kind of
I
it's kind of
think
a weak
it's
argument.
men's fault.
Cleopatra?
Oh, I kind of like her, actually.
Yeah,
She was cool.
She was hot in that movie. Was that...
Oh, my God.
Who played her?
Don't sexualize.
Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Okay, my turn.
Hit the problematic horn.
Can I tell you something about Taylor Swift?
Sure.
Oh, did you have more to add?
I think we hit the nail on the head there.
When do you think we'll find out what's going on?
When he's fine, or they're ready to announce he's dead.
Or when he's
More
already
of the-
buried?
More of the-
Interessant.
yeah.
Would... I guess it's just like we really don't know much of what would happen because we don't really know much of what comes out.
Yeah, everything that comes out is sanitized by, the ruling party.
That's
So not that you can really trust anything that comes out anyways.
Yeah. So this could all just be a big hoax, too.
There's no reason...
For
he
them to
is-
say he's missing. It's more suspicious
there's
to say
nothing.
he's-
There's nothing for him to gain from not, not showing up to his grandfather's parade. That's the big holiday in North Korea. That is.
But it hasn't he been known to, like, off family members?
Yeah.
Maybe family's not, like, sacred.
No, but the people he's killed were people that were a threat to taking his position. So his brother,
His uncle, right?
Yeah, he killed his uncle with an anti-aircraft gun, which is a giant gun that you would... It's literally designed to,
To
shoot
take down an aircraft.
It shoots down helicopters and airplanes.
And he
if they're
shot
low
his brother?
enough. His
Uncle.
his older uncle.
Jeez.
His brother was murdered in an airport. I think it was in
Oh,
Malaysia.
yeah.
Yeah.
They threw something. Or they put something around his mouth.
Yeah, basically these North Korean agents tricked, I think they might have been Japanese or I think it was like Malaysian girls, tricked them into thinking they were on a prank show, and they were like, hey, go up to this guy and rub this, cloth on his face. Turns out the cloth was covered in VX nerve gas, which, if you've never heard of VX nerve gas because
never
you're a normal person,
Yeah.
if you took a drop of it onto a penny and put it just enough to cover Lincoln's eye on a penny, that could kill like 10 people in a room.
His eye?
Just his eye. Like one little drop,
Jeez.
if it gets into the air, is incredibly dangerous.
Did they get arrested?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I don't know if they were... I think they might still be in custody. Basically, that's exactly what they told the police was, we didn't know...
But they still killed someone.
Yes. But the thing is, if you wouldn't, like, knowingly handle nerve gas, like nerve agent.
The way that they did.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would never do that, because
Yeah.
that's suicidal. That's why they got them to do it instead of just doing it themselves.
Because they were too
Probably,
afraid.
I would assume.
Because they are too scared.
And the deniability, too.
That's crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
talk
so
about
he's-
paranoid, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, he is the entire state. The entire state of North Korea is the ruler. It's been this family...
So creepy.
This family business, I guess.
I mean, it could, like, say you had, like, an upstanding family. It could be the best thing. But, like, you just have people that are so greedy for power and, like, using it in a way that benefits no one but themselves. It's just, like, how?
Yeah,
Like, how has that country not gone against... I just can't, we have way too much freedom here. Like, I can't even fathom Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the
People
other thing
be
is,
wilding out around
you
here.
know, his whole family, specifically, you know, his father and grandfather, they're treated like gods. Like they're like supernatural. They're not even just dictators anymore. I mean, a lot of it's forced, but they're revered on a different level that we reserve for like literal gods or prophets.
Do you think it's like similar to like a royal family?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing,
except he has like, they don't make like the rules in the country, the royal family, and like
not anymore. No real. I don't think there's many.
They're more just like celebrities.
Well, yeah, the British
that live off the country.
The British royal family, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have like the Saudi royal family, which
they're like wealthy.
They're wealthy, and two, they have pretty close to absolute
immunity,
power.
Oh,
in
power.
there.
Are they good doobies or bad doobies?
What is a doobie?
I don't know, a person.
I've never heard that.
You've never heard someone call you a good doobie?
No, I haven't. Literally, that. Honestly, when you said it for the first time, I thought it was a racial slur. So I was kind of like,
oh my god, I would never. You think I? Oh my gosh. Yeah, let me just call someone that. No, maybe it is though. Who knows? It was probably said by like a grandparent.
It wasn't someone's racist uncle said it.
No, I think it was like my grandmother, but she could have been racist.
There's too many doobies out there playing basketball.
She was born in 1912. So.
Oh.
We'll look into that. Cut that out.
Next week's episode.
Right.
The doobie incident.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we could like figure it out, but.
Yeah, we'll go to the next one. I think they get it. They get it.
Okay. I feel like everything I have to say is just going to be so dumb now, though.
That's the point of the show, though.
Okay.
We're being well-balanced people.
Yeah. Okay, so this one interests me because I'm a big fan of Taylor Swift.
Wait, hold on. Are we swearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is a PG show?
Fuck.
Okay.
There we go. Got it out.
So, Taylor Swift, do you know any of her drama with her record label?
Scooter?
Scooter.
Scooter Libby?
Scooter Braun.
Scooter Braun. No, Scooter Libby that's something completely different.
Yeah, so I think it's Big Machine Records was the prior label. And they, like, own all of her old music, pretty much. Even though she writes her own songs. Like, they somehow...
She was remastering, re-recording them.
The only way for her to own those songs is to remaster them.
Okay, got it.
So she was hopefully still doing that because that would be sick. Anyway, so she came out with a statement last night on Instagram, Twitter, probably everywhere. And it was just like a text font, like a Instagram story. Mm-hmm. So I'll read verbatim. She wrote, "I want to thank my fans for making me aware that my former record label is putting out an album in quotes, of live performances of mine tonight," she wrote via Instagram stories. "This recording is from a 2008 radio show performance I did when I was 18. Big Machine has listed the date as 2018 release, but they're actually releasing it tonight at midnight. I'm always honest with you guys about this stuff, so I just wanted to tell you that this release is not approved by me. It looks to me like Scooter Braun and his financial backers, 23 Capital, Alex Soros, and the Soros family, and the Carlyle Group have seen the latest balance sheets and realized that paying $330 million for my music wasn't exactly a wise choice, and they need money."
Is Alex Soros related to George Soros?
I have no idea. Who's George Soros?
He's an old guy who is Jewish, who is super rich, and funds a lot of Democratic political action committees, which are like influence groups. Basically, there's a lot of like anti-Semitic conspiracy theories that basically say like, oh, he's manipulating like the government and
Soros?
Yes, George Soros.
George Soros.
I'm not sure.
Didn't you say he was Jewish?
Actually, parents. Yeah, that's him. So
okay,
yeah,
so Alex Soros' dad is George Soros.
Yes.
But how would he be anti-Semitic if he was?
He's not anti-Semitic.
Oh,
the people saying that because he's rich and Jewish and like politically active that he's like there's an ongoing pretty common white supremacist and neo-Nazi movement. It's called the Zion Occupied Government, or ZOG.
Okay.
So Zionism is the creation of Israel in Palestine, or what was at one point Palestine.
Okay.
So there's these racists out there who think that Israel is controlling our government, and it's, I don't know, it's a bunch of bullshit. But when I heard Soros and
sounds so complicated,
assumed rich person.
Anyway, what do you think?
Yeah, it's very messy. It's very messy.
I just, like, I love her so much, but it's just, like, she has that she has a reputation about her of being, like...
A snake. She's a snake.
Always playing the victim, and whether you agree with it or not, I feel like some of her actions play into that narrative. Do you know what I mean? And I don't necessarily agree. I think that she's been pushed around by Big Machine for so long, and then now that she's finally out from under them, she just wants, like, everyone to know, like, how terrible it was, which I understand because I get that, like, side of being, like, I can't just, like, take the fact that I'm out of this and be done with it. Like, I want everyone to know. Like, I get that, like, the revenge side of things.
Right.
I don't think it's helping anything because, like, they're still going to do what they're going to do. Scooter Braun has, like, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato, which are probably three of the biggest pop stars. Like, I don't think money's necessarily the issue.
See,
$330 million is a lot to buy someone's music when you shouldn't be buying her music to begin with, but I don't know that money is the problem.
The thing in her favor is a guy named Scooter Braun sounds like someone who drugs women at parties. So, like...
No, he actually has a pretty good reputation, like, in Hollywood from what I
don't trust anyone's reputation in Hollywood.
Well, yeah. But as a manager, I mean, he does well. Like, look at the people he manages. Like, well, I mean, Justin had a few rough years, so maybe not.
I mean, Harvey Weinstein had some great clients.
Yeah.
So, you never know.
I don't know. I feel like I get why she wants to put out a statement because she doesn't want her fans buying into something that's really not backed by her just because they're fans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, not every 16-year-old that loves Taylor Swift is probably reading an article that's like, oh, like, she's not behind this, but even though it's all of her face and her music and her words. Like, do you know what I mean? So I get why she puts it out in the fact of, like, hey, just to let you know, I'm not behind this. I have nothing to do with this. This is Big Machine. I don't know that she has to go as far as being, like, the money side, like, the petty side of it. Like, I get that they wronged you, and, like, I get that, like, you want other people to know because it's like, you just want justice for it. But, like, at the same time, you have to take it outside yourself. The world's so much bigger than that. You know what I mean? Like, people don't care that you're mad at Big Machine all the time.
Yeah,
like, they're still going to buy all this other music, and they're still going to buy your music. Like, the people don't really care.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean,
but when it's you, it's you. It's all about you.
Right. Like, if I were getting screwed out of millions of dollars,
I would want people to know.
But, like, you're a millionaire, you're Taylor Swift, you're fine.
Like, remaster it. They'll probably go platinum because they'll be even better. You were 16, now you're 30. Like, the songs will sound better.
Right. Like, we can't shake hands right now with people, and, like, you losing out on, like, 30 mil.
I don't even think it's that she wanted it. I think she's just saying, like, it's just another way to be like, you really didn't want me to have my music that much, that you paid $330 million just to spite me, but now you're going to put out an album, to release album to make money. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, when you would have had money if you didn't pay $330 million just so I didn't own my own music. I get it. Like, I get the fuck you. I get it. I just think that people that don't like her will use that to be like, and there she goes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I love Taylor Swift. I'm a Taylor Swift stan, so.
Yeah, everyone knows Kanye made her famous, so.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. Kanye.
Please, I was going to say, that's going to be a whole nother episode if I have to go off right now. Don't even. She won the award the day he said that. Like, she already had won the award.
Listen.
Giving a speech.
Beyonce is a superior artist and should have won that award. But.
So Beyonce
Kanye,
doesn't have to win for Best Video every year. Like,
it's not her fault she's perfect.
It's not her fault she didn't win. People voted for Taylor Swift.
Did they vote for that one?
Or the people voted. The people that are behind all of the other wins that Beyonce has.
I don't know if MTV's as democratic as you think.
Oh my god. She's won plenty. And then she let Taylor Swift go up and give her speech when she won because she's a gracious queen.
She is a gracious queen. She's not a Cersei.
And her PR team was saluting. Because that is the single-handedly best thing she could have done for her image at that time.
Yeah.
But actually, when Kanye went up there, like, and they panned to Beyonce, because, like, you know, the cameramen are quick.
Oh, yeah, she was mortified.
She was like, oh my god, Kanye, like, what are you doing? Yeah.
I think that was...
She would never do something like that.
That was Kanye before Lexapro, so...
I think that's, like, right after his mom died, too. Or she was sick.
Might have been later. I think his mom died in, like, 06.
No, she died?
That was, like, 06.
I don't know. He was in a downhill spiral ever since.
Right.
I think Kim has evened him out a bit.
I will disagree with that one.
Okay.
I think his life has spiraled since then, but at least
Why?
his music has.
Listen, he found Jesus.
Better find his old talent. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell it. I would never tell Kanye West.
I
like,
know.
I would if I met Kanye West. The first thing in my mouth would be "College Dropout" is the greatest album of all time.
I think I would be like, I love your wife.
I love your wife. I saw her video. She's great at what she
Oh
does.
my god. She is so much more than that. You are so annoying.
Yes.
God forbid women have accomplishments.
Yeah, she had a lot of accomplishments.
You're annoying.
And I'm sure her intestines still...
Okay, enough. Stop it. This is not that podcast.
Listen, all right.
This is not a boys podcast.
Oh.
Like for all the boys.
A sexist remark there.
Yes, because boys talk about stuff like
Boys,
that.
I'm a man, okay?
I don't know.
I'm in my late 20s.
That's true.
So, I will be referred to as a man. Thank you.
Well, when
Next
you act
topic.
like a boy.
Next topic.
Okay.
What do you know about the Strait of Hormuz?
The who, what, what?
The Strait of Hormuz.
Hormuz?
Hormuz.
Is that a name or?
It's a Persian name.
Okay.
Farsi.
Nothing.
Okay. Well, it's like the most important stretch of ocean in the world.
Interessant.
So I pulled up a picture.
What is
so
it
you can
between?
reference. So we have the country of Iran.
Okay.
We have the Arabian Peninsula. And the reason I ask...
Peninsula.
It's
a great word.
It is a great word. The reason I ask is last week, a couple Iranian boats harassed a U.S. Navy warship.
Uh-oh.
Which prompted the president to tweet...
Oh, God. I don't even want to know.
He tweeted that he ordered the Navy to, quote, shoot down. I don't know how you shoot down a boat.
I can't.
I know.
He's so dumb.
I don't know how you shoot down a boat. Anyways, regardless, he tweeted that he ordered the Navy to fire on any Iranian ships that harass them.
No.
So,
why? There was an issue earlier.
In the year.
Yeah. Right?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
There was.
See? I remember things.
Yes. We killed a Iranian general.
Oh, yeah. Not good.
Who was in Iraq. There were some missiles.
Did we have reasons for doing so, or was he just mad?
He was a bad guy. The guy's name was Qasem Soleimani.
Yes.
Was
he a bad guy because we don't... I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yes.
Was he a bad guy because we just don't vibe with them? Or was he a bad guy because, like, he was bad to his people, too?
He has a lot of blood on his hands.
Okay.
Or, well, he's dead now.
Is it a lot of American blood, or, like...
Literally, like, American blood, a lot of Iraqis.
Okay.
Basically...
But because, like, if it's just he killed Americans, it's like, well, yeah, like he's at a war with Americans. We are killing. I have to play devil's advocate.
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff
no,
like that.
that's a-
so I
that's a
need to know
very-
how bad of a person he was.
So you go back to 2003. We invade Iraq.
Right.
Iraq and Iran share a border. Basically, after like 2006, he was responsible for getting advanced weapons to groups we were fighting inside of Iran.
Okay.
So
So he really doesn't like us,
does not like us.
but it
Did
doesn't
not.
sound like he was doing much help to helping at all.
A lot of people that were killed, Americans, like American troops that were killed in Iraq, were killed by specialized bombs designed to blow up like tanks and armored vehicles. Things that all of a sudden showed up, and then eventually it was found out, that it was the Iranians, and this general was in charge of making that happen. And killing him was important because he was very close friends with Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei. I don't speak Farsi. Don't yell at me for having bad Farsi pronunciation. So, yes, that was a big deal. Tensions kind of died down after that. They launched missiles at a base in Iraq. Luckily, they didn't kill anyone. Wounded, I think, over 100 U.S. service members, mostly with, like, concussions due to the,
Explosion.
like the large explosions. Anyways, back to the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, it's not a very big body of water
No,
leading into the Persian Gulf.
It's in a peninsula. Yeah.
It's actually at its narrowest point. It's only like 21 miles across, which is
That's like almost the bridge to PEI in Canada. It's like 19 miles.
yeah. So it's not it's a very small area.
Especially for a body of water. Like for a
Yes.
bridge, it's a long, but for a body of water,
Right.
you could like look from one side to the other.
Would you like to guess? We'll play a game. What percentage of the world's oil flows daily
Through that.
through the Strait of Hormuz?
What percentage of the world's?
The world's oil.
98.
That is way too much.
Oh, okay. For reference, just so I know. That was way too much. Okay.
That was way too much.
Okay, I just wanted to give a frame of reference,
Okay,
so like
yeah.
I knew.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's do 34.
It's around somewhere between 20 to 30%.
Oh, I was close.
So you have Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia.
But that's a lot for a small space, right?
tiny space.
Yeah. Okay,
Absolutely
that's
tiny
why it's a big
space.
deal.
20% of the world's oil. Meaning, at any given time, say one of those boats approaches a U.S. Navy ship and they start firing at each other.
Kaboom.
The Iranians actually did this in the 80s. They just started dropping sea mines into the strait.
Why?
They were at war with Iraq at the time, and Iraq's money came through
So
shipping.
senseless.
Well, yeah.
Gosh.
This was called the Tanker War. They started attacking any tanker ships with oil, which got our attention because we need oil, and the global price of oil, would spike instantly.
Compared to right now, which is cheapest.
Which is very low right now, but say they start dropping mines, a couple ships get hit with
Right.
mines.
Wait, so we had someone there. We had a ship there.
Yep.
For what reason?
We have a naval base in Bahrain.
Actually, we knew that. I knew that.
Yes. Manama, Bahrain.
Okay. So
It's the
we
home
have a
of-
reason to be there.
Yes, it's the home of the U.S. Fifth Fleet.
And why were they there?
The U.S. Fifth Fleet?
No. The other.
The Iranians?
Yes.
They have territorial waters there. Like,
Okay.
That's their coast.
But we're allowed to be there.
Yeah, it's international waters. They can't...
No one owns it.
Yeah, no one really owns... They own
So
a certain
why are they being
percentage.
so mean?
I mean, they...
Like, do they really want another war? Like, I don't understand.
No, they... I mean, they didn't attack the ship.
I know, but like, just leave it. Hands to yourself. Like, how many times?
Yeah, they didn't shoot at anybody.
But didn't they? What did they do? What was the point? I thought they did.
They
something.
were... They call it reckless behavior.
They were being aggressive,
They were getting too close to the
like
ships.
taunting, kinda.
Kind of. It's kind of like that "I'm not touching you" thing,
Oh, that's so.
but
annoying.
with like rockets and torpedoes involved, which is
not funny.
pretty dangerous.
Because say you're just doing that to be an asshole.
Yep.
Something goes wrong.
Yep.
Or you have someone on your team that's just like, nah, fuck it, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
I hate these people.
Takes one rogue person, yeah.
Yeah, and then here we go again. Like,
Yeah. There's a very
I'm
long...
not for it.
There's been a very long and bloody history of either accidents or actual fighting between us and them in the...
It's just like, when does it end? Why can't we just... Because we have to trade stuff, right? Is that why? Like, why can't we just let them be them and let us be us?
I mean, as long as oil is important.
That's why. Like, because we need
where,
things from them.
Places where oil...
Does anybody need anything from us?
We have natural gas now. We're one of the biggest natural gas producers.
God, I hope we're needed, because otherwise it's not looking good.
Yeah.
Well, what's it called again?
Strait of Hormuz.
Of Hormuz. With a Z.
Hormuz.
Right?
Yep.
Guys, look it up. It's very small.
Look up a map. It's very, very small.
It's between...
Iran.
And
the Arabian Peninsula.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Who's it named after? Hormuz?
There's a city of Hormuz.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure it's in Iran. I don't know where it is. Somewhere. Yep. Oh, there we go. Hormuz.
Oh, it's so small. Wow. Tiny place.
Lots of oil.
Lots of oil.
Lots of oil. The Navy shot down a Iranian airliner in the 80s by accident.
Oh, God.
In this area.
How does that happen? By accident?
They were shooting... We were pretty much fighting the Iranian Navy and destroyed most of their Navy in the 80s. And...
This fight's a long fight.
It is.
And no one's winning.
No one's winning.
You'd think we'd learn from history, but all it does is repeat.
See, you said you don't care about history.
This is the thing. We don't learn anything from history, clearly, because we fight the same fights over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So, like, I don't have to learn it. We do it every 10 years. I'll just live through it, you know?
This is true.
Gosh.
Anyways, plane was flying over the ship. The ship misidentified it as a different kind of plane than it was. The plane ignored. The ship called to the plane, hey, change your, vector.
Get the F out of here.
Change your direction. It was on, like, a straight course. They were actually fighting smaller boats at the time. So
the actual logistics of, like, air control and boat and sea control is really crazy.
Yeah, especially...
It's crazy that, like, they know you're out there in the ocean. Like, how?
Radar.
No, I know, but it's just, like, crazy. Like, you're in the middle of nothing, but, like, someone knows you're there.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a good thing. But yet, they can't find the Malaysia flight.
The ocean's pretty big, man.
Yeah, like 36,000 something feet. Outer Banks, they're going down. Remember, they were like 9.
It was like 900 feet.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It's even deeper.
What did they say the deepest part? 36,000 or something?
I think it was like 30,000.
What was it? What were we watching that said that?
Jeopardy.
It's always Jeopardy. You're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like your stuff's so smart, and then mine's like, Taylor Swift said on her Instagram story.
Julianne Hough wants new dick.
Is that her name? It sounded weird coming out of your mouth. I don't think you've ever said her name before.
I've probably never said her name.
I was like, Julianne Hough. All right, well, you'll like my last story because it has sports news.
Ooh, Tom Brady?
No.
Sensitive subject?
Yeah,
still?
we're still mourning.
We don't say that name in this house.
New York Post, I'm citing.
Oh, yes.
So, their headline, the Mets could fall into the laps of A-Rod and J-Lo, or J-Rod, as they
I like J-Rod.
put it.
What would the J-Rod or A-Lo? J-Rod, right?
Just, they're two different people. J-Lo and A-Rod is fine with me.
I'm going with J-Rod.
Anyway, okay, so I don't get the story. So they're saying it will fall into the laps of them, but yet they're not paying for it.
So they would probably... I mean, I haven't read the story. I'm assuming that they would be...
They're pretty much getting, like, financial backers.
Yeah, because it's hard to buy a sports team straight up
Who knew?
yourself.
Who knew? Okay, so from the New York Post, they say they're looking to pick up the Mets with a little help from a friend, but it's really a few friends. And it says at a coronavirus discount. So they're taking advantage of... Well, I think the owners want out, right?
Yeah.
Of the Mets. They're kind of like ready to sell.
The Mets owners are comedically bad.
Is the Mets comedically bad? They're like the second biggest team in New York, right?
I mean, they're second big. Well,
they're like the second team in New York. If you're
yeah,
not first,
the Yankees.
you're last.
I think I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a little biased, but anyways.
Sorry, I just vomited.
They've been comedically bad for a long time. Ownership wise, on the field hasn't been great.
What makes a comedic owner?
It's a lot about...
Like, what do they actually do that affects anything?
It depends on how involved they are, how competent they are.
In the sport or just, like, in life?
Well, I guess in both. I mean, okay. I'm trying to think of
like, competent business-wise, or...
It can be the business aspects. It can be... There's some owners who are, like... Say they make their money in real estate. They're like, oh, I made a lot of money, so I'm a smart guy. I know more than my general manager, whose entire job it is.
You never know more than the people that have a specialty.
Exactly.
Ever. People use them so you don't have to do the work. I don't understand wanting more work. I've always just wanted less work.
Yeah.
If, I could have someone that did anything for me, I'd do it.
Right.
Anyway, so it says that multiple sources familiar with the situation, say J-Rod, are assembling an ownership group of 4 to 5 people who could pay up front for the entire franchise. It helps that the Wilpon family have been trying to sell the team for months, and they might accept a low offer thanks to the financial impact of the pandemic. Yeah, because they're not making any money off sales, ticket sales and stuff. Would they even be? Is it football? I mean, it's not baseball season yet. So are they even really hurting?
Starting spring training would be over by now. I think the season would be just about starting.
I don't even know what season it is. We don't even go outside anymore. I'm like, well, I didn't.
It's technically spring.
They play for so long though.
They do.
So they play into the fall. Because they used to play. We were at school.
Yeah, World Series is in October.
October, yeah, because we would be at college and stuff.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's a long season. Whose has the longest? Hockey? I know they play
baseball. Baseball plays 160 games or 100.
They play a whole school year.
Yeah, so it's a long time to watch nothing happen. So
it's awful.
It's the worst.
When we went to your grandfather's birthday there, remember we were like, thank God we got there at the 6th inning. Because imagine we had to sit here the whole time.
Did we go out? I was pretty hungover.
I was puking that morning.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Good times. Good times.
And you almost were like, keep puking. I don't want to go.
Shout out Gramps. Happy birthday, Gramps. I hope you never hear this.
Oh my God, he ended up having to drive.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
That was sad.
Yeah.
Your mom was sad. I felt bad for her.
Yeah.
But I think he had a great time.
Oh yeah.
He had all of his people around.
Oh yeah.
That's all he needs.
He was living a dream.
Anyway, so it says that they have a group of some real names. Now, I've never heard of them, but apparently they're pretty rich. Jorge Mas. It says, multiple sources say the key money player in the arrangement being put together by investment bankers at J.P. Morgan is Miami billionaire Jorge Mas, who tried to buy the Miami Marlins in 2017, but lost out to A-Rod's former Yankees teammates and longtime frenemy,
Derek Jeter.
They're not friends? They're not besties?
I don't know.
Aren't they famous for the same exact reason? Good at baseball and date hot girls?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's why. They're in competition.
That's true, yeah.
Who played first? Did they play together?
I think they started at the same time.
Interesting. What does Derek Jeter even look like? I don't even know if he walked by me, I'd be
he's pretty big now.
For
he put on some post weight.
A-Rod's a cutie. Derek Jeter.
He got a little puffy in the face.
Ooh. He is not even close to A-Rod in looks.
Listen, young Derek Jeter.
I'm looking at a young Derek Jeter. He's still not cute.
Listen, I'm straight.
Oh, actually, this one's cute.
Yeah, that's young Derek Jeter.
Okay, that's too young for me, and I'm 27, Derek Jeter. He must be younger than I am.
No, but he was still good looking.
He's not like A-Rod good. A-Rod is Hollywood good looking. He's just too good looking.
No.
Yes.
Listen, no one has bedded more women in the tri-state area than Derek Jeter.
Really?
Derek Jeter slept with so many women
Yeah.
that he had pre-made gift baskets of signed memorabilia that he handed to chicks when he kicked them out of his like penthouse.
I just don't understand
That
that,
is
because
remarkable.
never once in my entire life have I ever wanted to like sleep with a celebrity. Ever. I've never
Yeah.
like been like so obsessed with someone
Yeah,
though.
me either.
You literally had a picture of Kate Upton in your room in college for like 4 years.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Anywho.
Shout out Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
Swimsuit edition.
What color was it? Pink? Blue?
Her outfit?
Yeah.
Yellow.
Of course. The background was blue.
Background was, yeah, she's on the beach.
Yeah, I guess. It was literally like front and center of your room. Like above your desk.
Yeah, it's important.
The only thing that was on the walls.
Yes.
Well, that's all I have.
All right, that was good. Well, before we finish,
Yeah.
I would love to see some, minority New Yorkers buy the Mets. That would be cool.
Yeah, well, it makes sense for J-Lo, because she's, like, from the Bronx, right?
Yeah, Jane from the block.
Yeah.
She's from the Bronx.
So, like, the Mets would have been her team, no?
The Mets are in Queens.
Oh.
The Yankees actually are in the Bronx.
Are they?
Yeah.
I didn't think she was a Yankees fan.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be one. Like,
But the Mets have, like, even though they're not good, they have a big fan base, right?
I mean, it's the biggest city in the country. I'm sure that.
Oh, that's why. But the Yankees are, like, good, so you'd think
The
they'd kind of monopolize, like,
this-
Patriots do New England, you know?
Yeah, the Steinbrenner family's never going to sell the Yankees.
No, I get why they can't buy the Yankees. It would also be way too expensive.
Oh, yeah.
But I would... like, the Mets are popular enough that, like, not everyone in New York is just a Yankees fan.
Yeah, no, there's a good mix.
So people like an underdog. Maybe would them buying the Mets give them any better of a chance
To what?
to win? To be better?
Well, I mean, A-Rod. So I'm assuming if
He was a Yankee, though, right?
he was a Yankee.
Yeah.
If they bought, say A-Rod and J-Lo have like a combined 15% stake in the ownership group, they
Yeah.
might make him like the team president.
True.
So he can make like personnel decisions, which I'm
Makes
sure
sense. He has the
he played
experience.
He's one of the greatest baseball players in the past 50 years.
I think him and J-Lo are cute, and there was a lot of speculation for a while that it was all just publicity. But I can't imagine the effort you'd have to go through.
She should have stayed with P. Diddy, in my opinion. But
No.
yeah,
No.
yeah. Remember that? That was like 2004.
I don't remember that because I was literally a child, but...
I mean, you're 6 months younger than me, so.
But your parents are, like, young and cool. And, like, listening to P. Diddy. My parents were not.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Very different. Even my sister wasn't listening to P. Diddy. She was listening to... what's the song called? Don't practice Santorini. I ain't got no crystal
Sublime.
ball.
Sublime.
Yeah.
Yes.
That song. She would turn it down every time he swore and then turn it back up. I have a vivid memory of us going to Dairy Queen. She would play that song like on repeat though. She loves that song. I bet she has no memory of that. It's like one of the biggest things I remember.
It's weird how memory works.
Crazy. She was probably my age. Because she was 20 when I was born. So weird.
Yeah.
All right.
So people tuned in for the family.
Anyway,
The family
I
tree.
think that they got a good mix. There was a good mix there. Some stuff you'll actually learn and some stuff you just might want to hear about.
Hey, we're gonna do a quick public service announcement. Please do not inject yourself with Clorox.
Yeah.
This is where 2020 has brought us.
I saw someone on my Facebook write, "Is this the new Tide Pod challenge?" Like, is he challenging me?
Please.
Yeah, please don't do that. Please listen to doctors and people with actual degrees. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy.
Healing crystals won't work.
No, not on injections of disinfectant. That's for poison control. Okay. Bye.
Deuces.